So, in my experience, many people have problems with dealing with challenging emotions like anger. Yeah? So then they don't know what to do with the anger, for example, or other challenging emotions. What to do with these emotions, how to handle them or not to handle them. So, and some in the spiritual communities try to distance themselves from emotions and from those emotions in a way, okay, when I'm not these emotions and I can watch those emotions, right? There's a gap. So a disidentification happens. I am not these emotions. Others try to accept those emotions. So a common understanding is accept what you feel, accept what you experience. So they try to learn and to practice acceptance with their feelings, emotions. Others try to even not create only a distance or to accept. Others try to unconsciously avoid such emotions in a way they are not who I am, right? So these emotions are not important, so they unconsciously bypass or try to bypass those emotions. So I'm not sure what your experience is, but if you have tried some of these approaches, you will find out sooner or later that they might work a little bit. It helps a little bit to distance ourselves from our emotions and, okay, have a little distance. But it doesn't solve or doesn't release those emotions, right? Others, when you've tried to feel your emotions, there is the possibility, or many people might then lose themselves in their emotions because they focus on them without knowing by allowance. Oh, I allow those emotions to be here, and so they separate, this split. This other approach is no longer there. So there is a little bit the possibility to get lost in those emotions, right? Feel those emotions. And when we are honest, in most cases, even trying to feel, trying to allow these emotions doesn't truly release them. So, and the third aspect is avoidance of emotions is even worse because it brings inner tension, and this inner tension is not released, and we might act as these emotions are not present, they are not there. So we don't focus, we don't even recognize, but there's a lot of inner tension, and this is not resolved by saying these emotions are not real, or even not even acknowledging that there are emotions, feelings. So, so, but an alternative to those three examples, there are many more, is not to split ourselves or to create a distance, not to try to feel and to allow the emotions and not to bypass them, but a way of being that can naturally deal, naturally constructively deal, constructively handle those emotions, not through our mind, not through our willpower, through a different alternative way of being. And this is really practical. It's not esoteric. It's not spiritual at all, in a way, right? It's really practical. What does it mean? It means we learn to rest inside ourselves. We learn to rest instead of react. We learn this deeper meditative way of being. We cultivate it, we live it, we embody it, right? It is a way of being that is settled, relaxed, more gentle, very gentle. It is a contemplative, beautiful inner rest in which we can naturally see upcoming thoughts and emotions, naturally feel how we feel, right? Experience from this natural state of being, natural inner rest. And from this, totally differently naturally handle and consciously deal with our thoughts and emotions. So this deeper way of being in a rest allows us then to experience, feel, in this case, for example, our emotions, anger, and not to get too much involved in it. But it is present, it is here, and we are present with it. But we don't try to feel it or separate ourselves because we rest. It's an undivided rest. No split, but a deeper state from which we then can naturally relate. And this means that there's more room, more space, less involvement, less entanglement with our thoughts and emotions. We are naturally less identified because we rest instead of reacting. So in this rest, inner rest, can be learned or can be cultivated through exactly resting inside ourselves. Meditation, contemplation, everything that allows us to relax, calm down, and rest inside ourselves deepens, strengthens, and cultivate this beautiful, deeper state and rest way of being. So this is so important to understand because it is a true alternative to those approaches we struggle with. Those approaches so many people have struggled over so many years because they try to free themselves from their feelings. They try to free themselves from their thoughts. They try to get rid of all these inner reactions and movements, right? They try to get rid unconsciously of the challenging thoughts and emotions, inner tension, and so on. This inner rest is gentle, doesn't push, doesn't try to push things away, to solve them. It's just resting. Natural, deep, practical inner rest. And this is silent, space, and allows us to very naturally deal with everything, like I already said. So try this, yeah, or focus on this natural, gentle inner rest. Find it. Find inner rest. Cultivate inner rest. Go out in nature and actively cultivate inner rest. Sit in silence and actively cultivate inner rest by relaxing, by settling your thoughts, emotions. Settle. Cultivate this inner rest. And this gives you the strength and capacity to deal with everything from this deep inner rest. Thank you for watching and listening. If you enjoyed these insights, like and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.